Frequent memory lapses are among the most unsettling warning signs of cognitive decline, and yet they are often dismissed as harmless forgetfulness. Forgetting appointments, misplacing familiar objects, or failing to recall recent conversations can feel like ordinary slips, but they may point to underlying disruptions in brain health, especially in the hippocampus, the region critical for forming and retrieving new memories. These lapses are not just signs of aging, they can be triggered by chronic stress, lack of sleep, poor nutrition, sedentary lifestyle, or emotional exhaustion. The brain, when deprived of adequate oxygen, nutrients, or stimulation, begins to operate less efficiently, and the first function to falter is memory. Ignoring these signs risks allowing the subtle decay of neural integrity to progress unchecked, eventually affecting not just recall but reasoning, attention, and emotional balance. The biological foundation of memory loss often begins in the hippocampus and adjacent temporal lobe structures, where neurons communicate through fragile networks of synapses. These connections rely heavily on neurochemicals such as acetylcholine and glutamate, as well as on mitochondrial energy production within each cell. Over time, oxidative stress, caused by free radicals from poor diet or environmental exposure, can damage these neurons and weaken communication between them. This is one reason why antioxidant-rich foods like blueberries, dark chocolate, and leafy greens play a powerful preventive role. They help neutralize these damaging free radicals, protecting neuronal membranes and preserving hippocampal plasticity. Blueberries, in particular, are rich in anthocyanins, compounds that have been shown in clinical studies to improve spatial memory and delay cognitive aging. Similarly, the flavonoids in dark chocolate enhance blood flow to the brain, improving oxygen delivery to memory-related areas. These foods are not just healthy, they are medicinal for the aging brain. Still, nutrition alone cannot rebuild a memory system under strain. The mind must be exercised deliberately, just as muscles require resistance to grow stronger. Cognitive training programs that specifically target memory, such as BrainHQ, CogMed, or Elevate, can help re-engage neural circuits through repetitive, structured challenges. These programs often use pattern recall, visual sequencing, and associative learning exercises designed to stimulate the hippocampus. Studies show that regular cognitive training can increase gray matter density in regions associated with memory and improve performance in real-world tasks, from remembering names to navigating new environments. For the best results, these digital exercises should be practiced for 15 to 20 minutes daily, ideally after light physical activity, when blood flow to the brain is at its peak. Pairing physical and cognitive activity produces synergistic benefits, as exercise primes the brain to learn by increasing the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that strengthens synaptic connections and supports the growth of new neurons. Sleep is another critical factor in memory preservation. During deep and REM sleep, the brain consolidates information from short-term to long-term storage and clears out metabolic waste that accumulates during waking hours. Chronic sleep deprivation interrupts this process, leaving memories fragmented or lost entirely. A consistent sleep schedule of 7 to 8 hours per night, with minimal exposure to screens before bedtime, allows the brain's glymphatic system to perform its nightly cleaning cycle. Without it, toxins like beta amyloid, the same protein linked to Alzheimer's disease, can accumulate, gradually impairing memory pathways. Therefore, good sleep hygiene is not a luxury, but an essential part of cognitive protection. Emotion and stress also play profound roles in memory. When cortisol, the stress hormone, remains elevated for extended periods, it shrinks hippocampal volume and interferes with the formation of new memories. Chronic anxiety, constant multitasking, or emotional exhaustion create the perfect environment for memory lapses to intensify. Conversely, emotional stability, mindfulness, and relaxation practices help restore balance to the nervous system. Meditation, controlled breathing, or even spending time in nature reduces cortisol levels and improves the brain's ability to encode and retrieve information. The warning here is clear. Prolonged stress can accelerate memory decline even faster than aging itself. Addressing mental strain through deliberate relaxation practices is just as important as any supplement or exercise routine. Physical activity also acts as a powerful memory enhancer. Aerobic exercises like walking, swimming, or cycling increase oxygen flow and stimulate neurogenesis, the formation of new neurons, especially in the hippocampus. Studies show that adults who engage in regular physical exercise perform better on memory tasks and exhibit greater hippocampal volume than sedentary individuals. Even light activity, such as daily stretching or yoga, can improve circulation and reduce oxidative stress, both of which support memory retention. For maximum benefit, exercise should be rhythmic and sustained, rather than sporadic and intense. The goal is not exhaustion but stimulation, to keep the brain's energy metabolism active and resilient. Dietary consistency is equally crucial for long-term memory health. In addition to antioxidants, certain nutrients directly feed the biochemical machinery of memory. Choline, found in eggs and soybeans, supports acetylcholine synthesis, a neurotransmitter essential for memory encoding. Curcumin, from turmeric, has anti-inflammatory properties that protect brain cells from degeneration. Vitamin D regulates the expression of genes involved in brain growth and repair, while zinc and selenium act as cofactors for antioxidant enzymes. Hydration, often overlooked, is vital too. Even mild dehydration can impair memory formation and focus. Individuals should also limit alcohol, refined sugar, and trans fats, all of which accelerate oxidative stress and interfere with nutrient absorption. The positive side is that dietary repair begins quickly. Within weeks of improving nutrition, many people notice enhanced recall and mental clarity. Social and intellectual engagement are among the most underrated yet effective defenses against memory decline. The brain thrives on novelty, challenge, and emotional connection. Learning a new language, engaging in debate, teaching others, or simply maintaining strong social relationships stimulates a broad array of neural circuits, reinforcing memory retention and recall. Social isolation, by contrast, is one of the strongest predictors of cognitive decline. Regular conversation and social participation keep the brain's memory systems active and adaptable. In later life, group-based learning, volunteering, or participating in community discussions can have measurable cognitive benefits. A key warning, however, must be made: frequent memory lapses that worsen over time or begin to interfere with daily functioning should not be ignored. They can be early indicators of neurodegenerative conditions or vascular insufficiency. Early medical evaluation can help identify reversible causes, such as vitamin deficiencies, thyroid dysfunction, or medication side effects. The earlier the underlying issue is addressed, the more successful intervention becomes. Memory loss does not develop overnight. It progresses quietly, often for years before symptoms become obvious. The most encouraging fact is that memory is dynamic. It can be strengthened at any age with the right balance of stimulation, nutrition, rest, and emotional care. A practical daily regimen might include 30 minutes of brisk walking, 15 minutes of memory training, a diet rich in colorful vegetables and omega-3 sources, mindfulness meditation before bed, and consistent hydration throughout the day. Over time, these small habits can rebuild the brain's resilience, sharpen recall, and restore confidence. Memory lapses, when treated as signals rather than failures, can become opportunities to realign one's lifestyle and rejuvenate cognitive health. The warning remains: do nothing, and decline will accelerate. Act with consistency and patience, and the brain's natural plasticity will reward you with clarity, vitality, and a renewed sense of mental strength.